Well, hi and welcome to another truck hardware installation video. Today we'll be covering the unboxing and installation of Universal Gatorback Mudflaps on a 2016 Ram 1500. More specifically, this video will cover the installation process on the front flaps. If you're looking for the rear flap install video, head over to our YouTube channel. There you'll find the rear install tutorial and a host of other truck-related content. As for the product we'll be installing today, the Universal Gatorback Mudflap is a premium quality flap system that has been engineered to be both long-lasting and provide installation flexibility. Firstly, the Universal Gatorback Mudflaps are available in a variety of shapes and sizes. As already mentioned, this makes the Universal Gatorback Flap the ideal product for those looking for ultimate installation flexibility. Each set of Gatorback flaps has been engineered and manufactured in Canada. Gatorback flaps boast a custom inset die-stamped stainless steel plate, of which there are numerous different officially licensed designs for you to choose from. Further, the plates are fastened to the flaps via inset screws with fully covered backing to help eliminate corrosion or rust deterioration. Now, before we get going with the install, we first need to open the product packaging and confirm the contents. Use a knife to carefully open the bag. Once it's open, remove the contents. Your packaging should include everything pictured in the video. As for tools, this install will require a square, a knife, an air or power drill, a small block of wood, and general sockets and wrenches. With all that out of the way, we're ready to start the install. The first step will depend on which cut of mudflap you have. In the case of the Ram 1500, a regular half-moon cut flap will require cutting in order to make it work. As you can see, we also offer a pre-cut half-moon mudflap that will integrate with the Ram fender liner. If your flap requires cutting, move ahead and cut an appropriate area out of the mudflap. If your flap is pre-cut, you're ready to move on to the next step. Move the flap into position and decide if you want the back half of the flap to sit on the inside or the outside of the fender liner. This is purely a matter of personal preference. In our case, we elected to position the flap on the outside of the fender liner. With the flap roughly in position, use a block of wood to wedge it in place. Next, set the height. You may need to adjust the block of wood and re-wedge it multiple times. We like to set the height where the top line of the flap sits nearly flush with the bottom lip of the body. Now that the height is set, move on and adjust the angle. We suggest starting at the top of the flap. Ensure that the outer channel of the flap sits on the outside of the wheel well. If everything is aligned to your liking, move ahead and insert a self-tapping screw through the flap and into the wheel well lip. Remember to make sure to double check the screw is going to bite into the center of the lip before fastening. With the top fastener now installed, the next step is to set the angle of the bottom of the flap. For this, we suggest using a large square. Remember to remove the block of wood and reinsert it as necessary to get the perfect angle. Next, insert a second self-tapping screw a few inches below the first. With that done, we'll insert a fastener through the flap and into the wheel well liner. First, you'll need to make a hole through both the mud flap and the liner. In this case, we use one of the included self-tapping screws as a drill bit. Remember to get a good pinch hold on both the flap and the liner before making the hole. We elected to fasten the flap to the fender liner with a basic nut, bolt, and set of washers. Note that due to the universal nature of this install, These fasteners are not included in the mud flap install kit. There are multiple ways to install these flaps, and in this case, you will need to acquire the appropriate fasteners for this application. The next step is to install and tighten the fastener. With the bottom fastener now installed, turn your wheels to gain more access to the inside of the wheel well. You should now install the final self-tapping screw into the wheel well lip. Once again, double check the screw is located in an ideal location before drilling into the lip. Congratulations! You should now have a freshly installed Universal Gatorback Mudflap. Move on to the other side of the vehicle and repeat the installation process. If you also have a set of rear mud flaps, remember to follow the link to the rear flap installation video. If you have questions or concerns about this installation or the product, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. Contact information is available in the video description. As always, we hope this video was helpful, and remember to check our website for additional tips, tricks, and installation videos. Enjoy your mud flaps, and thanks again for choosing Truck Hardware.